Original girl dad.
One of the best.
And the thing he said most was, live it up. The exact quote, live it up every moment, every day. It'll be over in a ginger snap.
Yes, can be.
And now 49-year-old Emma Heming Willis is going to tell the story of an unexpected journey. She has written a book shining a light on the little-known disease that ambushed her husband 3 years ago, and giving a lifeline to caregivers. If they are reeling, panicked, so was she. She says the subtle symptoms began when she noticed the buoyant girl dad seemed subdued.
For someone who was very talkative and very engaged, he was just a little more quiet, and when the family would get together, he would kind of just melt a little bit.
He seemed to be losing words, a childhood stutter reappeared, and he was just less engaged in their lives.
Felt a little removed, very cold, not like Bruce, who is very warm and affectionate. To going the complete opposite of that was alarming and scary.
Imagine a marriage that has been tight and beautiful, and suddenly the person that you're living with has no empathy or concern for you or your family.
Dr. Bruce Miller. He is not Bruce Willis's doctor, but he is a leading expert on frontotemporal dementia. The disease Emma Heming Willis had no idea was stalking her family. It strikes early. The mean age is 56.
This is really the unknown disease. People weren't aware of it really until the 1990s. The research on this has really just begun.
You know, FTD can be diagnosed as bipolar, midlife crisis, depression, and and a lot of doctors don't know about FTD.
But finally, a brain scan confirmed Bruce Willis has the black belt of dementias. FTD is the dementia that savagely eats away at the front and sides of the brain, causing a person to start losing words, dimming connection to others.
When you notice a change in someone you love,
Yes.
how do you track it?
I think the constellation of symptoms, loss of drive, loss of empathy, addiction, compulsive behaviors, loss of executive control, these symptoms becoming progressive is very, very worrisome.
When her life is cracking apart, she's given a pamphlet and told there's nothing to be done, no cure, no hope.
To leave there with nothing, just nothing, with a diagnosis I couldn't pronounce, I didn't understand what it was.
I can only imagine the panic.
I was so panicked, and I just remember hearing it and just not hearing anything else. It was like I was free falling.
And how did Bruce react?
I don't know if he was reluctant or not to go to a doctor, or if he even understood there was a reason you were doing it.
I don't think Bruce ever really connected the dots.
Dr. Miller says this is a common reaction of FTD patients.
The patient is incredibly unaware of what is happening. I think the parts of the brain that allow us to suffer and self-reflect are lost very early in frontotemporal dementia.
A family sees an old life retreat forever into memory. An inevitable new reality arrives.
Bruce is still very mobile. Bruce is in really great health overall. It's just his brain that is failing him.
But the language is...
Yeah, the language is going. And we've learned to adapt, and we have a way of communicating with him, which is just a different way.
Were there days that it would be Bruce again?
Yeah, we still get those days. Not days, but we get moments. It's his laugh, right? Like, he has such a hearty laugh. And, sometimes you'll see that twinkle in his eye or that smirk. And, I just get transported.
I welcome you guys back on here. If you're new, consider subscribing, liking, and also share this video. So Bruce Willis's brain is failing him, and his language is going. That's what actually the wife Emma Heming Willis has come out to reveal more than 2 years since the actor was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. She said in an interview she held with Good Morning Today that Bruce is still very mobile, is in really very great health overall, but of course, you know, the issue is most especially with the brain, and it's just his brain that is failing him. The language is going, and we've learned to adapt, and we have a way of communicating with him which is just a different way. Willis and his family came out and announced in 2022 that the Die Hard and Sixth Sense movie star would be retiring from acting after being diagnosed with aphasia, a brain disorder that leads to difficulty with language and speech. And of course, for someone who was very talkative and very engaged, he was just a little more quiet. And when the family would get together, he would just melt a little bit. And you know, the symptoms had to keep in coming and coming and coming. So we are always praying for Bruce and his family. Man, from the legend we all know to the way he is right about now, it's really very devastating and very heartbreaking. But of course, we are continuing to pray for him because, man, the issue is struggling with frontotemporal dementia is something not so easy to deal with, because you lose your speech, you lose your actions, you lose your movement at a later stage, and man, it's really very heartbreaking. So we are praying for the whole family, we are praying for Bruce, and of course we hope he actually fights this very devastating health condition.